Dr. Arajic Majan with Prime Coral, and this is an acropora that RTN'd. So I took it after it RTN'd and put it, as I tell everyone to do, in a small urine cup. It's got about 10 milliliters of water, maybe 20 at most. You can see how small the acropora is. It's literally tiny, tiny little frag I got. I won't say who I got this from, but it was one of the vendors. And within a couple of days it RTN'd. I keep it in a quarantine tank so it wouldn't affect my main display, which is what I recommend for everybody. All new coral should go into a quarantine system. Anyway, as it started to RTN, I grabbed it out and I put it right here in this little pea cup with about 20 mils of water. So I'm going to show you what we do. I'm going to take this water and I'm going to pour some of it into a petri dish, okay? Not much, just a little bit. And we're going to take a look at, well, why did this coral die? And everyone talks about alkalinity or temperature or just corals aren't happy, but it's all nonsense. The real reason these corals die is from an infection. And that infection is from a microorganism called Philaster. And Philaster is a protozoan. Now here's what we're seeing under the microscope, okay? And we're literally looking at 40x magnification, which is not much. And you can see all the Philasters swimming around. Remember, we're looking at an area of the water column that's about the width of a pen, like a safety pen, about 1 millimeter. So it's really, really narrow. And each of these Philasters are a single individual organism. It's a single cell. It has cilia. And look how quick they swim. Look how quick they move. They get around the water very easily. These things infect your coral. They go into the polyp. They live inside the gastrovascular cavity of the coral. And they basically eat the inside of the coral till it dies, starving the coral and eventually causing tissue necrosis. I believe the way they cause the tissue necrosis is through their death, where they release the contents of their cytoplasm. So these are cells, and cells have cytoplasm. And they have a brownish green color to their cytoplasm, which is why a lot of people will actually see a stain on their coral in the skeleton. Okay? And these are capable of reproducing exponentially at a very fast rate, fastest in the animal kingdom. Anyway, this is your RTN parasite, folks. This is Philaster, and you can see this tiny little coral, and I'm going to pour a little bit more in of that liquid. Just to give you an idea of just how many Philaster there really are swimming around. All these Philaster came out of the coral itself. So they were living in there, eating the coral. This one right here is in the middle of splitting through binary fission. One individual becomes two. But more alarming is that these Philasters can reproduce 100 to 200 babies at a single time, and that's actually a baby right there. And the way they do it is a process called internal budding, where literally the single adult cell right here has so much energy that it actually creates 100 or 200 babies inside of it, and then pops and releases the babies, or just releases them through exocytosis. And now you have one individual becomes literally 200. And you imagine multiplying that times tens of thousands. Pretty soon you have millions and millions of Philasters infecting your acropora or your LPS or your SPS. These guys infect all coral, mushrooms, zoanthids, all LPS, Euphilia, and all SPS. And these cause RTN. I'm in the process of developing a cure. It's been a very difficult road. I've met many challenges, but I'm close. Right now it's October 2019.